Hello and welcome to Pillars of Eternity. Um, I will be starting a new game in this to get ready for the new Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire game that recently came out, yes, but I wanted to play the first installment of the game. I've played about a couple hours in it to get a feel for the game's mechanics and the fighting in it. So let's jump into a new game. Alright. Okay. Hopefully you can't hear my computer. Fans get a little loud.
Five wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Who knew? Alright, so I already did a little bit of the character customization, so I kind of already know what I would like to do. So I'm going to be a male. I chose an elf last time. Elves are the dominant race in Air Glanfath and the white that wends, and are extremely common in the Deerwood and Adir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence as well as commonly isolationist nature. I've always liked elves in these fantasy type games. They're fun to play. I chose Wood Elf because I just don't like the way the Pale Elf looks all too much. Wood Elves, the I Skelterfolk. Let's go with that. Trace their beginnings far north of present-day Adir, and have migrated south throughout the forest of the continent, now covering it all the way south across the equator. They are also believed to have migrated across the sea to Air Glenfath, while sociologically identical to one another. Wood elves from Adir are culturally different from those in Air Glenfath, and consider themselves wholly different groups. They get the distant advantage against any enemy that is more than 4 meters away. Wood elves gain bonuses to accuracy, deflection, and reflex. I don't know too much about the game, but accuracy sounds pretty good, and that's a pop-up. Hello. Okay. Next. I chose a rogue. I kind of like rogues. I know this is a very Dungeons and Dragons-esque game with the way the classes and stuff works. At least it feels that way. It feels like what's that game? Baldur's Gate. I never really played that, but the story in these games seem very fun to play. Rogues are vicious killers, feared for the brutality of their attacks. They can be found as often in dark back alleys as the heart of battlefield skirmishes. Though unpredictable and undisciplined, rogues are commonly used as shock troops, or a part of a surprise assault. Their withering attacks, breaking enemy ranks, and morale. Rogues tend to congregate in larger numbers in cities where they can be steadily employed as mercenaries or hired muscle. They get the sneak attack, which is very fun. You get just bonus damage on people. I think that's fun. Just one-shotting people. At least I hope you can. So, I'm going to take the Crippling Strike. I think that's what I took last time. It allows for... enables hobbling, which allows us to activate the sneak attack. So, it's giving us a way to do damage. Or more damage. Alright, so... Might increases our damage and healing, it would seem. And Fortitude defense. Fortitude resists attacks on the internal physical systems of the character, poison and disease. It is defined by the character's class level, might, and constitution, but can also be influenced by other effects. Okay. So that's probably pretty important for us. Dexterity, we get 1 extra in dexterity and perception for being just an elf. So that's nice. Increases our action speed and our reflexes. So let's put that up a little bit. Probably there. 14 looks good. Same perception is highly recommended. It gives us Interrupt. Interrupt determines how likely a damaging attack is to delay their opponent's current or next action. Roll uses an interrupt value from the attacker derived from perception that is then compared to the target's concentration derived from resolve. A 1 to 100 roll is made adding their interrupt. If the roll is higher than the concentration, the target plays a hit reaction and their current action is delayed. The duration of the delay is determined by the interrupt strength listed in the weapon or attack. Interrupt applied to a character already suffering from an interrupt with a longer duration will have no effect. Okay, so it just makes people stop their attacks or makes it longer for them to do an action, it would seem. Alright, and then Intellect. So it increases our will, area effect, damage I'm guessing, and duration of... Oh, duration of abilities and talents. Okay. Alright. I didn't really read through these last time when I made the character, so I'm doing that a little bit more now. I think we're going to want a pretty decent perception as well as intellect. I guess we can take points away from these. And while let's do that, don't have a very high constitution. So we lose some health and we lose some fortitude, but we make up for some fortitude in the might. And normally as a rogue character you don't want to be hit anyway, so you kind of want to stay on the outsides of fights and try to sneak in. So I like this. I think I'm gonna go with this. Alright, now we can pick the culture we are from. And it said that elves are normally in the Aedir. I'm trying to do some RPG elements with this as well. Okay, so the Aedir Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Though the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Aedir is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. Okay, so this is probably the best choice. Plus, let's go through some of them. Consisting of the nation of Nasatak, dozens of Aramua settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea, Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Amari, and a mixed variety of other races. Amaua? I have no idea how to say that. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. This is where the next game is, isn't it? Oh, okay. The Ixamital Plains. Located to the northeast of Ir Glenfath, the Ixamital Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that extensively farmed by humans or island residents. The Ixamital culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread. Okay, so they also give bonuses to stuff. I think we're just going to stick with the Adair. We start with 2 daggers and what looks like leather armor, and we get +1 to our resolve, which might be helpful. And I do remember what I picked last time. I picked Mercenary. Just because I thought that fit with the lore of being a rogue and stuff like that, but I didn't really look at too much of what the other ones were, or the stats what they give. So we get +1 lore, and +1 athletics. Okay, so it gives us bonus to conversations and allows us to use scrolls. And athletics gives us physical feats like climbing, swimming, and jumping. Okay, yeah. I think we're going to stick with the mercenary then. That's a fine enough portrait, and yeah, that looks fine there for the hair color, skin. Let's do maybe like a black like that, and then keep the secondary that color.
Hey there.
Now I am the leader of the group. A blade in the dark.
These voices.
Mm-hmm.
Just stick with the smooth.
I'll lead the way.
Yeah.
Death to our enemies.
Kind of like
Easy does it.
Alright. This was the same name that I used last time. I kind of like it. Like the name. It's what I used on a D&D character when I was making a rogue, so I'm going to keep that. Right. Let's keep going then. I've seen some of this already, so I kind of know what happens. Caravan Master finishes addressing his bushy red mustache and sagging jaws quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who would be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
Alas, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over. Yeah, because we were sick.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Okay, so he's sending someone to get some water. Yep, I remember this. Alright, where would I find these berries? What are those berries? Let's just go get the berries.
They grow on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
What are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Okay. Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. Okay, yep, I remember this. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality and attitude. Okay, probably going to keep these up because I'm assuming they're going to be helpful later on. Alright, so
Hold on. Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Well, I hope I don't drop dead either.
Kalisha. Kalisha! He needs to find some spring berries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
Hey,
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her. You're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Bewick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
I don't know what a BOX is still.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. I already said that. If this is your first visit, it's sort of the first visit. Your party always consists of your characters and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers. All the caravan is camped outside the Glenfalth ruins, so Devin has assigned this to help you. Okay. Cool. Yep. Alright. Cool.
Yeah?
Kinda know what's going on. Oh, the scroll's not that weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anyone need supplies?
Yeah, this
I've
guy-
got sundries for sale.
You see a man wearing simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered in uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Let's see what we've got. So he just sells some pretty simple stuff, it would seem. I can't actually trade that. We don't really need anything right now. It's just the beginning of the game.
Hey there.
Let's have a hopefully anything. As you make your way through the eastern region, open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and southwards. Okay. Pretty simple stuff.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Now it's the combat. Alright. Pillars of Eternity combat uses a pausable real-time system. Because you often manage more than one character at a time, it's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and then resume real time to see the orders play out. The option menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing once certain conditions are met, like the start of combat, we just did. Right, there's a wolf. We don't know its damage reduction or any of its defenses. So let us send in you first. Let's try and get around.
Sure.
See if we can't flank it. Yay. Cool. I'm not very good at this.
Mhm.
System. Found out. It's pretty hard. I'm used
This
to
is
the
it.
XCOM style combat in these games where it's more strategic when it's turn-based too. So this whole real-time stuff is a little odd. Something about quests. And yes, we are getting this conversation with Kalissa, because we took the mercenary background, which I'm assuming she has too. You look like you've seen your share of action. What'd you do before you came out here? I was a blade for hire. Yeah, how is it that you happen to come here? I've never been much good at anything else, but I need to go where there's work that pays. Okay, I've got a lot of debt to someone you don't want to be in debt to. I have to pay it off somehow. Let's just say I don't have the most sparkle in reputation at all. Here I'm anonymous. I like that. Well, we've all got things we'd like to leave behind. God knows I do. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you that. Here's hoping that they never track us down. Been a long time since I've been up this way, but I always did like it. Lord Radrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. You won't find many offers like it in these parts, believe me. Got some big plan in store? To settle and struggle in life. I'm gonna lay low here for a while, try not to draw too much attention. Getting filthy rich. Probably just a lay low one. Yeah. You picked the right place then. Gilderville's days away from any real civilization. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. That's hard to say. Yeah. Alright, let's get back to camp then. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like, when he feels like it. We should check up on him first, slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Right.
Yeah?
I just looked over at my health bar. I don't have a lot. I have 33 endurance and 130 health. I believe endurance is
Hey there.
the damage you take both endurance and health damage, but your endurance
Hey there.
determines whether you are knocked out, while your health damage determines whether you die. That's how it works. Let's go find Odema.
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting.
You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kalissa waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. You've gained an item, full water skin added to stash. Cool. Out of the trees emerges one of the guides, barely resembling the game. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves toward you with labored breath.
Sparfle,
frowns.
are you alright?
Sparfle toe catches on a rock and crouches forward. Feathered shaft and arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. Oh no! Just attack you to highly interact on. Okay, we're being
Ambush!
Alright. Let's see. You're a hunter. And you're also a hunter. The Glafbothan. I'm gonna keep messing that up. Alright. Let's see. Let's go after this guy first.
What you need?
Sure.
Try to flank him. Rushing while you try to move around.
Show him how.
Well, but I guess during combat.
Come on, we have to get back to
Second
camp.
Wind and crippling strike abilities that we can use during combat. We got a bow and some armor for that guy.
What you need?
We're getting some copper.
Yeah?
Alright. We have to go back. Camp. See what's happened. And you're fighting. I don't know if you. I hope everything's nice and not too loud, but also not too quiet. We've got another bow guy and another guy who's going to rush us, it would seem. So let's have her.
What you need?
Mm-hmm.
You flank. Ooh, there's two guys. Alright. You do the knockdown. Attack. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating enemies' damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of the incoming damage. Okay. That's just telling us how damage reduction works. Okay. Okay. So you engage that one. Or you come around. You can.
What you need?
Show him how it's done!
Let's do a good damage. Alright, have a look at that. Got some hatchets, some shields, and some hide armor. Some more combat.
Hey there.
Another bow, some more armor.
Hmm?
Right. Oh yeah, it's all in your stash right now. That's what we're putting it. Let's take out one of the bows. Let's compare the armor. That's DR6 with a recovery speed of -30. That's 5. We'll keep the normal leather armor. Recovery is the amount of time. Oh, we've already did that, right? Character spends between actions. Longer actions result in proportionally longer recovery. Armor has a large effect on recovery. Generally, heavier armor reflects longer recovery penalties. That makes sense, alright? Some extra damage types, damage reductions it seems. Okay. I'm gonna equip a bow so we can stay.
Hey there.
You can switch to new weapon sets by selecting a weapon icon from the individual character's extra.
Yeah?
From here, you can go between weapon sets. So we got daggers and a hunting bow, which have fast attack speeds. It's pretty good.
Hey there.
Because they not very good interrupt speed sets. Alright. Right down here. And everyone's dead. Oh no. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Great, that's not good. Calissa puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. No. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from the bodies as if from half-split logs. That's a sight. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Heodin, the last of your caravan left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Alright. The ruin has not been sullied by our hands, men of Air Glenfath, and we get that because we have one in lore. We have not trespassed, we have merely wished to pass through. Why have you done this? Well, they think we're trespassers, that's an obvious question. I don't know what they did, but I didn't have anything to do with it. Murderers, we play for, let's do the lore one. Your words carry no weight when I have seen the truth with my own eyes. Blood must be paid for this intrusion. But we didn't do anything. So I say again, lay down your arms. No! Okay. Heodin says, don't trust them, they mean to kill us all. Alright, so we are innocent in this. We will listen to reasons. So, okay, we have some stuff. And we get it because we have we have athletics lore, we have an intellect of 13. That's why we're getting these conversation stuff. We don't have this one though. It doesn't even tell you what it is, it just says you can't do it. That's a little annoying. I think only a fool attacks a weak enemy while a stronger one yet lives. Your courage is a mass, none of you have yet slain a true warrior. You can kill him, but you might as well be killing yourself. Those feel like he's gonna die. I think I'm gonna do the athletics one. Let's see what happens. He shoves Hayden towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Hayden's torso. Hayden screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. Oh, balls. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. I didn't pick that last time. I don't remember what we did last time. But hey, we have another person. He's got bruised ribs. Oh, okay. Okay, well, let's do this. this. I'll just take out a bow. While you rush in there to distract one of them, you turn around for that guy. And actually, you do a blinding strike.
Hey there. Yeah?
You. I think. Going for a bow. Attack him. You keep this guy distracted.
What you...
Okay. Good job. This guy almost dead. Yeah, you're dead. Oh, it tells you after fighting. Flanked. That's nice. Okay, cool. You can do it though? No. Right. Okay. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companion is now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. As this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good. The gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell. The wind around the camp, electric and volatile, the pending pots and gravel dense like an angry spear. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. That doesn't sound good. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the hollowing maelstrom, slashed across the chest and bowel, Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Hey. Running against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet. With every step, you set your hands in the warm folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hailden trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Haydn and topples him onto the rocky ground. Oh no! Restrained, Haydn lashes out against his fatigue assailant and struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. Despite the wind from your position, if you were to throw your weapon at the attacker, you would have a good chance of hitting your mark. And it says something about this dexterity. Alright, well, let's try and save Haydn. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Haydn loose. Rushing to his feet, Haydn clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. No! But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it, securing his other hand. You pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Haydn to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. Alright, and now a loading screen. And I think we'll end this part here and pick up next time in this new cave. Alright. See ya.